Man, some of you out there have some freaky ass, strange ass relationships. I don't know what you're doing out there, but we've seen posts of people becoming vampires in relationships, sexting people's friends' mums. My wife wants horses, not children. You know, bada bing, bada bang. It's weird. I don't know what you're doing out there. Me and Fruity here today are joined by a very special guest. Her name is Liv. Say hello, Liv. You're allowed to do that.
Oh, thank you, Cray. That means a lot to me.
And Liv, you have a really weird relationship, hey?
True, Dad. I'm possibly in a relationship, with the weirdest person out there, so.
Tell us about it.
Well, firstly, straight up, last night, my boyfriend rolled around and said, "What's going on, guys?" in the middle of his sleep. So, I don't know. That's kind of weird.
And that's his YouTuber motto, isn't it?
Yep.
What's going on, guys?
What's going on, guys?
I can't believe the relationships that are out there. Oh, my goodness gracious me. And what about your relationship, Fruity? How's that going for you? How's being in a relationship? Is yours weird?
No, it's almost too normal, you know? No.
Too normal?
Mm.
That makes it too weird. That sounds weirder than what Liv just said. Normal relationship? The hell is this? What's going on here?
And for context, Liv, actually I don't think anyone's going to need context, but we're going to give it anyway just in case. Liv is a friend of ours who's dating another friend of ours, Elliot, Muzelk, YouTuber. And yeah, we used to kind of live together with Liv too in the house.
Did.
I mean, no one really asked us if Liv could move in, but she was there most of the time.
I loved when Liv was around, to be honest with you.
It was
too.
Great. We needed that more.
We really need. I wish you stayed in the second house, Liv.
I know, right? At first, I'm sure you guys were like, okay, this bitch is here often. But then I'm sure as you got to know me, you were like, well, this is a blessing because I keep Elliot at bay. And also, I bring one more little bit of feminine nature to the house, which it kind of needed.
That's true. That is true. That's factual information coming to you live through the airways of the All In podcast.
There was something where we made an agreement that no one would stay more than 3 nights in a week or something like that. And we were like, oh, yeah, sure, no one's going to do that. And I'm pretty sure Elliot, who brought forth the thing, broke it.
Listen. No one complained because I'm just putting it out there. I'm the best option for somebody who overstays their welcome.
That is true. If I wanted someone to overstay, yeah, it would be you. It would be you.
And lastly, Cray, how was your weird relationship before?
You know, being alone's pretty great. You know, living alone, probably going to die alone. You know, I made a decision the other day that if I don't find love by the age of 35, right? If I don't find a woman to seed, to impregnate, I'm just going to adopt a kid and be a bloody single dad. I tell you what.
You were going to say end it all, but...
No, he's changed. He's become a new man. He's changed his approach.
I am a new
life.
man.
I'm proud.
Wow.
I actually have. It's crazy. The growth is here, ladies and gentlemen. But, yeah, no, and I'm being serious. So that's my relationship at the moment. Dying alone, terribly alone, but by 35, if I don't find someone to plant a seed within and have my own child, I'm a adopt at 35. And I'm 27 now. So ladies, you know, I'm a catch. You know, every time we ask for DMs, right? You know how we joke around. Yeah, like, oh, yeah, never get them. Never get them. So even that's not working. So I'm chill. I'm happy where I am in my life, you know?
Never get a DM? Poor Cray.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, the ugly ones DM me, but you know, I'm not going to reply to those, you know?
Okay.
I'm joking. I'm kidding.
Okay, let's go into this topic, eh? So we found a bunch of things on Reddit on some weird-ass relationship stories, and we just wanted to read through them, talk about them. We like talking about relationships. You guys like listening to it. It's our most viewed one, so, you know.
Oh, really? Is the relationship one our most listened to?
Yeah, they love it.
Jesus.
All right, I'll start us off with one titled, "My fiance won't let me upstairs in our newly purchased home, and I'm starting to get suspicious."
Can I do the TLDR? Can I do like the short version? So basically this guy buys a house with his fiance, right? And she jokes the first day that the upstairs area of their house is all hers, right? Like she like cracks a little joke on entering the house. Like, you know, the whole top portion is all hers. And since then, she actually hasn't let him go upstairs. So he's not allowed up there, right? And it's been 2 months and he has no idea what's up there, what's going on up there. He's not even allowed to see it, right? He plans to sneak up there during the quarantine, when the quarantine is over, but he is 95% sure she has cameras up there, because I don't know, they're just up there, you know? Jesus. How would you feel, ladies, if your man or partner was like, no, the upstairs area is mine?
I'm genuinely taken aback. I'm genuinely like, what is going on?
It seems like they both bought it together too.
They
Like,
did.
that's
I
the
think
thing.
they did.
Yeah.
Well, any guesses to what she's doing up there? As two beautiful, young women, what is she doing up there?
Well, there's a second husband up there for sure.
Oh, she's got him like shackled up in chains and he's like screaming for help and shit. But, you know, she's got soundproofing up there, cameras. Well, what do you reckon's happening up there, Fruity? Like, Liv reckons there's a man chained up, cameras. That's what she said, word for word.
Well, he's got to check if she's eating more than usual, you know? If not, what else could she have up there? Aliens? Like a weird shrine to something? Maybe that's her, like, religious... Has he been up there? He's got to go up there. Like, I could not go up there, though. I would just have to. The second day, I would just go up there.
Oh, I can tell you right now, that would be the greatest Fruity vlog ever. If you weren't allowed to go up onto the top like level of your house, guarantee you'd be calling me at 3 a.m. in the morning and we'd be scoping that shit out. There's no way you could live just like, oh yeah, there's something up there, but I don't know what she's keeping. Like, that's wild.
And the weirdest thing about it is that they have talked about it and she's really calm and she says that he's overreacting and she's doing him a favor by not telling him what's up there. And that's what freaks me out. Like, what's up there? Like, what is... And saying things like it's going to upset him anyway. Like, what is up there, you know?
Liv thinks another man. Mm-hmm. Cray, what do you think?
Oh, man, it's got to be some Satanist shrine or something. You know, it's got to be some freaky stuff. I don't know, but for it to be upsetting, it's got to be, I don't know. Or maybe she is a cam girl. I changed my mind, cam girl.
Yeah, she has a like full stream set up. Maybe she shoots like little amateur porn.
Maybe
up
like
there.
nudes, stuff like that. You know, just, you know, finger blasting and stuff like that. And just fucking, you know, all that kind of jazz, yeah.
No offense to him, but how is he not going upstairs? I just don't understand. How can you just I just don't get how he could not go upstairs.
Well, could you ever have a boundary like that? Like, what are the rules when you're living with a partner? Like, because for me, it's our house. It's like, I'll go wherever I want and you can go wherever you want. Like, it's ours. I could never imagine, like, my wife having, like, a shack outdoors where I wasn't allowed to go. You can have your shack for your stuff, you know, if you're like painting or something out there, but to say that I'm not allowed in there, that to me is weird. What would you do, Liv, if like Elliot siphoned off a part of a house? Like, what would you do?
I would focus on it so hard 24/7, like that I would be like, what is in that fucking place? I'm going to find out. Like, there
You
is
bug him
no,
till he tells you.
Yeah, there is no way that my mind would be able to let go of not knowing what the hell is in some random area of our house that I can't see. Like, my lord.
Your house too.
Yeah,
That's
what I mean.
craziest
They
thing.
moved in together. Like, they moved into a new house together, right? Like, it's not like she moved into his house or something. Like, or the other way around. Like, he moved into her house and was just like, oh, there's just this bit that we don't go in. Like, did they buy a new house together? And then she's like, well, don't go on the top floor.
What if it's something for him? What if it's like a surprise she's been gathering for
But
him?
for
It's
2
really
months?
nice. It's a big surprise, or it's just requires
Like-
a lot of time.
I'm trying to think of something that could be nice up there that would require that amount of time. Like,
Oh, I actually know what it could be. Oh my God. Maybe she's pregnant and it's a baby room.
Oh, she's like working on it and like painting.
Yeah,
it
she's
and
working on it
making
and
look
she's
real
been
cute.
sneaking stuff in. That could be it.
and then once she gets past like the first trimester, after like 3 months, she's like, listen, we've done it. Come into your baby room.
That or she's Hannibal Lecter and she's eating people up there. Either way. Yeah, either way. Yeah. Let's go on to the next one. You ready? I am a nanny for a very wealthy and powerful couple. Ooh, I have stumbled across evidence that he is cheating on her with some prostitutes in foreign countries. Should I tell her?
Do you still want to be employed? You know? Because if they get divorced and stuff like that, like, are you still going to be employed to, like, watch the kids? Like...
Hell
I
no.
mean, it could be double employed if they divorce. You know.
She can pick up a job with him.
Honestly, in that situation, I probably wouldn't say any. Would I say anything? I couldn't help myself. I'm so stuck because it's a good job and I have no business. But it's also I can't help myself too.
It's like when a private thing comes to the light like this, and you like say I found out that Marcus was cheating, Fruity. You know,
You'd tell me, right? You'd tell me.
I would tell you. I want everyone to know I would snitch because it's so conniving, so manipulating, and for him, even if they're just prostitutes in different countries, and I don't like sex work, yay, like, you know, positivity and all that kind of stuff. But even though it is just sex, it seems, it's still, you know, it's still like, man, like, you know, I thought a partnership was open communication, understanding, but then again, you know, this nanny says that they're excellent parents, they're great together, and she would be humiliated, and, you know, her first husband cheated on her, so I guess it's how you measure up how much damage you would do, but I would tell. I think people deserve the truth. What do you reckon, Liv?
Oh, I've already been there, done that, been in that situation. And I think the worst part for me was that I became friends with all of his friends and became really close. And it was like knowing that other people knew and that you were the only idiot in the dark, that hurts.
I'm sorry that happened to you, Liv. That sucks.
We live and we learn.
I guess it's better to say something than just to stand by idly. Yeah.
That's what I mean. And I think it hurt that he did it. But then I think it was just that added little bit of, okay, I trusted him and he was a douchebag, but like I trusted you guys too, and like, you know, I thought we were friends. Like, yeah, I think I would find it really hard, and I think it's different with friends, but I think it's different like being in a place of employment with that person. But I don't know. I feel like if I found out any of that shit, I just have a hold up on it. So I think like people do deserve the truth. Like I couldn't sit by and know that somebody was getting hurt and that I allowed it to continue happening. You know.
Yeah, it's interesting because in this post as well, she says stuff like, you know, he acts like a pillar of the community while doing that on the sly. And it's kind of like your friends Liv, like acting and smiling in front of your face. And, you know, like imagine if somebody from the outside knew but wasn't close enough to you to tell you, you know, you'd kind of want to just tell them just so they get rid of that smugness, you know, like the acting like you're this perfect person when really you're cheating on your wife. You know, it's bad. I think that one's a really sad one. Like whenever cheating's involved, it's like, man, and multiple cheating, you know, that's the worst thing is multiple cheating is he's going every time he travels, another prostitute. What about STDs and stuff as well?
Side note, I'd like to point out that it does say the nanny found it by the person he was printing this information off on when to find prostitutes on these islands. He was printing. Who prints that information?
God,
Not an old person. I think he's 48 years old.
Boomers.
He's printing. Send it to yourself in an email. Like, why is he printing this information?
Don't you feel like people, like, once they get to that point in cheating, that they just get too fucking cocky with it? That, like, at the start, it's like, it's on the sly, well, you're just like, oh, well, if I get caught, I get caught, you know?
Let's move on to the next one. Let's go.
So this one's, I've been living with my girlfriend for almost a month, dating for 1.5 years. She's revealing an increasing interest in vampire roleplay, which was fun at first, but now I'm worried it's going too far, which is making me wonder, what is she doing that it's going...
Oh my God.
Like, she's not just watching, like, Twilight and all those True Bloods and that stuff, right?
No, it's escalating to the point where she's getting out garlic and stuff like that, you know? Like, you know, like, what's, Liv, you know, how do you get kinky in the bedroom? Let's just go straight to it.
Thank you for that question, Cray. I really enjoyed that.
No, hit us. We're all about going all in here, you know?
Oh, yeah, of course. Okay, well, firstly... I've been in a relationship with Elliot for 2 years almost. So basically the same amount of time. Thanks. Really big achievement. It's been a real hard one. No. But
Jesus.
no, not actually. But I've been in the same amount of relationship time as this couple. Plus, I've just moved in with Elliot as well. Plus, I tried to make him watch Twilight the other week and he wouldn't. So I don't know. Maybe.
So no vampire roleplay for you, Liv.
Which I thought was a bit rude. But
Are you sure? It can just start with some light bondage and biting, you know? That's what it says.
Jesus. Oh
After
my
the third
God.
time of her drawing blood, I've asked her to reduce the bites. Of drawing blood.
She done with sucking on semen, now she wants some blood, you know what I'm saying? And you know the funniest thing about this post is he goes into he's like, but her family is Christian, I think. She was never really actively practicing it, but she did have a few Jewishy things. He says. Wait, wait, is she Jewish or Christian?
No.
Those two things are different from my understanding. Oh my God! But she wears a cross.
That's what that word is. Jesus-y.
Oh, that says Jesus-y. Where did my W come in? Jeez. Has anyone had a similar situation with their partner? What about you, Fruit? Like, what's your
I mean, okay.
Kinky,
so
not kinky,
we
vanilla?
used to do those tests, those BDSM tests. I don't know if you've ever taken it, Liv.
yeah, we've done those too. I feel like that's something that every couple does at some point. They're like, oh, I wonder what both of us are into.
Marcus won't do it, and I'm worrying, is that like a red flag? Is
He a vampire, bro. He a vampire. He want to suck some blood, you know? He's afraid of that garlic. Have you seen him eat garlic?
No, not
Oh, is he afraid of churches?
No, but we've never been to one, so...
You got to check his teeth, dog. You got to check his
we
teeth.
have, that's how we...
It's a red flag.
But no, I got 99% vanilla. So...
What?
I don't relate to this.
Me and you would become the perfect balanced human together. Like, douche.
Yeah, I got the exact opposite. Apparently, I love rope. I love rope. Anyway, yep, that's that. That's the end of that conversation.
Nothing but missionary. Thank you, Thank you,
Oh my God. Oh, Jesus.
Okay,
Look
so
into my eyes. I love you.
Wait, so what should this person do about their girlfriend?
Talk about it openly, say, hey, I'm into the whole, kinky thing in the bedroom, but, can you just maybe keep it to dressing up like a cop, or something like that.
Even if you want to do a sexy vampire costume, that could be fun.
Make it sexy though,
Yeah,
don't
make it
be
sexy.
actually, wanting to eat me. Hey, you can eat this dick though, but just not the blood, just don't bite, please.
I can't imagine it being sexy vampires. I don't know. It's not just...
I'm here to suck your cock.
And on that note...
My boyfriend lied about having a work project as an excuse to spend 80% of the day alone in his office. Is this a deal breaker? God.
Oh, I feel like this one's the most realistic one I've heard of,
Yeah.
to be honest with you, because there's a lot of people who lie about doing something more interesting than they are doing because they're struggling with work or finding a point to it, or they're just lazy.
Yeah, what's he doing in his office in this post, Fruity? Do you know? Is he just chilling out, or is he just a bit stressed? Because in the TLDR it says my boyfriend made up a work project to just hang out in his home office away from me. I think space is good and distance is okay, but I don't understand the lie. Maybe sometimes sometimes we can point the finger at the person who made up the fib, right? And we can say, dude, how dare this boyfriend lie? But also, why is he lying just to spend time alone?
I think he's gaming. I think he's gaming a lot. That's what it says with his friend. He's gaming. That they were playing, lots of games. I think that's what he's doing, which is something that we know a lot about people who play a lot.
I mean, in my previous relationship, I'll say this openly, and in every relationship in the future, it's something I really have to work on and think about, is how much time I spent at the computer rather than a girl who cared about me and just wanted to, chill on the couch and watch a movie, where I was on the fucking computer playing Overwatch all day. I'm telling this guy right now, you will regret it in the future if you do not spend time with the girl of your dreams. You know, you will fucking regret it. So I'm just sending out a PSA, public service announcement. You know, when your girlfriend gets home from work, hey, you know, clap those cheeks and, you know, get her some flowers, dog.
Or at least ask her how her day was. At least.
I feel like it's hard because I feel like at least like anybody who's in a relationship right now, I feel that quarantine is hard. Like, as much as you love your partner, like, I don't think people were built to like spend 24/7 with another person. And I feel like that couple is just like not knowing how to communicate that they need space better. You know, like, you should spend a good amount of time with your partner, but you should be able to spend time doing the things that you want to do as well.
Yeah, for some reason, I agree, Liv. It's kind of like, I had this really weird thought yesterday, right? And you guys can disagree, but exactly that. Humans aren't made to stay together for too long periods of time.
No.
But I've always thought that, you know, say when you and Fruity both have babies, right? And you've got a family, I think that's when it is time to spend a lot of time together, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? It's like at that moment when you give birth and you have a baby with someone, that's the time when it's time to spend a lot of time together and be okay with it.
I mean, spending time
hope it's
with the mother of your child, that when the child's there, it's a little bit different because your attention is changed. So I mean, like, you would be spending more time with them, but not specifically them. Not
yeah. That was kind of my point a little bit. Yeah.
I feel like that's the point though. Like when you're in a family situation, like, you have to remember to take that time for yourself, like the actual couple, because a lot of the time is spent like with the family. So I can understand that like you'd want to spend more time together focusing on the relationship part of it. But I don't know. I still like, oh, I could not spend 24/7 with even my kids. I don't know. Maybe I'll get to that point when I'm older that I'll be like, I suddenly now like the idea of kids. But right now I'm like, I'm a selfish young person who's like, well, I just want some time to myself, some time to my boyfriend, and that's it.
Yeah, humans need space, particularly introverts. So, and it seems like that's what this person did. They created the project and they said, they blurted it out that they made it all up just to get away from the other person. So I feel like there's partly like this gaming addiction that this person has, as well as he just needed space as well. But like, what do you do when someone is spending it was 9 to 6 in their office just playing games but not really doing work? What do you...
I think you really got to talk to them and tell them, like, hey, like, you can play games, you can watch movies by yourself, you can do things by yourself, but, you know, maybe not for, you know, huge amount of time. Like, you know, if it's 9 p.m., if it's 6 p.m. to like 9 and it was like 3 hours, you know what I mean? I think that's absolutely fine. But if it's throughout an entire fucking day, that's like, oh, damn, you know, if it's 9 a.m. till 6 p.m., that's a little bit like, ugh, and how often it's happening, I think, is very important. If this was a one-off thing, then I don't really think it really needed a post. But if it's happening a lot, then that's a bit different.
It seems like during the lockdown, every day he would just be in there and he'd made up the project just specifically for that reason.
Well, sometimes that pussy stops hitting good, you know, and it's just like, it just gets a bit boring, you know, like, you know, I think, you know what I'm saying, dog, shit.
No, I reckon it's true. Like, distance makes the heart grow fonder. Like, I think that, like, once you're in a routine, yeah, it's the lie that's the issue, but, like, wanting space apart from each other, especially during quarantine, is, like, fine.
Sexting my friend's mum. I'm 21. Oh, Liv, you're like 22. You could relate to this.
Oh, yeah, I always text my friend's mum. Thanks for bringing me on the podcast, Rudy. Got a really, really helpful insight here.
I have a high school friend who lived with his single mum. Growing up, it was kind of a joke. Okay, so it's what her last boyfriend was 32. So it's just a friend, 21, who's sexting and sending pics via text message.
You know, some naughty little nudes are being exchanged between a young man and a mother of another young man and their friends. Yeah, and they're sending nudes back. And then, are you ready? The friend found out. Boom. the friend found out Mama was being a little naughty over the Facebook. Liv, how many nudes have you sent?
To my friends' dads or what?
Yeah, friends' dads.
Friends' dads, just the handful, you know? Well, they did say Stacey's mum's got it going on, you know? They said it for a reason.
Hey, she do. Let me tell you. God damn.
I mean, it seems like the mum was really initiating it in this. She was sending full on nudes and that, so...
I mean, do I have to tell you?
What?
Do I have to tell you, Fruity? Like, say, you know, like me and Liv's mum started up a relationship. Do I have to tell Liv? Do I have to?
It's kind of awkward though, because like, yeah, what if you just got a picture from your friend's mum? Like, how do you bring that up? That is so, like, that's
Like,
not something
hey,
they would
your
ever
mum
want to
sent
know.
me a nude. Like,
Yeah.
what up with it, dough? Like,
I don't even know how to tackle that because I feel like on the low, it is one of those things like a threesome or whatever that's some people's fantasy. You know, that like some hot MILF will be like, you know, talking to you on the low. Like, I get how it can be people's fantasies, for sure. But then it's like with the friends, like, what do you even do? Like, that's so awkward.
I want you to know, I'd tell you. I'd say, hey, I'm fucking your mama. You know, I'd just say it outright. You
The
know,
guy wasn't even fucking though. It was just pictures. So like,
just getting a little naughty.
like would you even need to tell? Would you just kind of like shut it down there and just move on?
Shut it down. No, move it up. Let's kick it up a notch. What's going on, mama?
I feel like it's only awkward because it's your mum. Like, I feel like on the low, I wouldn't care. Like, specifically, my mum's been single for like 6 or 7 years. So if I was like, you know what, my friend is getting what he needs, my mom's getting what she needs, you know what, that's fine, but I don't want to hear about it. You know, I don't want any of the details.
I don't want to see it. I don't want to
hear about it. I don't want to know. But I think I would like to know, like, after a while, if it kept continuing, I'd be like, well, I'd want someone to be like, hey, by the way, this has been happening. Sorry if you're uncomfortable with it. It's what's happening, but, you know.
Because then, Liv, you'd have to call me father.
Oh, well, I'll add
know?
add another name to the list.
Yeah, then you'd actually have to call me daddy rather than just Elliot.
I know.
Moving on. My wife wants horses, not babies. So this.
Yeah, that's
this
weird as hell.
Woman,
I
they've
want
been dating
corgis,
for
not
5
babies.
years.
What is up with people wanting pets over human babies?
I think it's like a stepping stone.
It's not the same at all. It's not the same.
You don't have to want kids, but don't compare a kid to a human.
Yeah,
to
if
a
you put
kid.
your dog in a pram, something wrong. You know, it's a dog, it's an animal, it don't belong in a pram.
Don't you feel like it's a stepping stone?
It's a what?
A stepping stone. Like, you know, like you don't want the full commitment of like 18 years of looking after a kid, but you could like have like something that gives you a little bit more responsibility that you both have to look after and love.
I mean, it's a good trial thing,
That's what I mean. It's a good trial. It's a good stepping stone.
but not a replacement in any means.
Yeah, it's the replacement thing. Could you ever be a full-blown cat woman, Liv, you reckon? You're like full-blown, like, you know, for the rest of your life, you're just like, I ain't squeezing a watermelon out this little thing.
I
you
am.
know?
I'm a dog woman. I really want like a baby corgi. But like, I don't know. I do in a way see myself as the cool auntie that like that's kind of my goals in life. Like to be that auntie that like comes in and showers the kids with gifts and then like fucks off and lives her life with her corgis. Like on the low, I see the appeal. I see the appeal of it. I don't know. I haven't figured out whether I'm a looking towards kids person yet. I think I'm too young to have any of those desires. But I don't know if like it would be a replacement, you know?
Yeah, well, one thing I've thought about a lot while being single is it feasible for me to be single for the rest of my life, right? Like, what would that actually look like, yeah? Like, could I just be some guy who lives, you know, out, does his streaming, does his stuff with my 2 dogs and love my dogs and, you know, then you just, you know, you're like that uncle, like you said, Liv, that shows up at Christmas time, you know, you give your little, what would nieces? Would they be nieces?
Yeah.
Your nieces, like, presents and stuff. And then, you know, you kiss your mum on the cheek and then you're back to your job, you're back to your career and you're back to your dogs. Like,
Yeah.
I actually don't think that sounds too bad of a life. It actually sounds quite nice.
Especially
yeah.
if you've got a relationship, like it sounds pretty fun. I'm not gonna lie. I think it would sound pretty fun. But then again, I haven't figured out what I want yet, so I can't give advice on it.
What about you, Fruity? Could you be like single for the rest of your life, right? Let's say Marcus never existed, right? let's say you didn't find the love of your life, do you think that you could be somebody who lived alone just with your cats, with your dogs,
I'd
with
be a
animals and just...
spinster. Yeah, I think I could be a spinster quite easily. Yeah, it's
Wait, what is a spinster?
like exactly what you described, like alone, past a certain age of fertility, desirability to the world. So yeah, that's I think I could easily do it, absolutely, but it wouldn't be as fun though. So nah. If I didn't find the one, I'd probably still be dating around.
The word spinster apparently is reserved for the ages of 23 and above.
Well,
for
it was
a
also
woman.
used in like the 1800s. So.
Oh, yeah, it is. It's the 1800s. And the ones that are 26 and above are called thornbacks.
Oh my God, 27-year-old me. He's done.
Imagine being considered like past your use by date at the age of 23. Can't believe I've only got another year until like I'm undesirable.
And 29 to 35 is a Venus death trap. 35 to 40 is a lady of the blade. A 40 to 45 is a fanged dowager.
These are all sounding pretty fun.
And 45 and above is nothing. Like terrified silence, shifting eyes. If you speak to her, she will give you no mercy. What does that mean, bro? Oh, that's crazy, bro. People be talking wild out here. Jesus.
The next one is this guy has a girlfriend who's 24, and she has this her grandmother's doll, which is the size of like a 5-year-old child, and it's kind of creeping him out. So he moved it because it was creeping him out. So like, and she's called him a fucking inconsiderate asshole. Grabbed the doll and left the apartment. So is he wrong for moving the doll? Is he wrong?
Yeah, not only that, but the doll, in the extended comments, her grandmother who owned the doll was killed in a murder-suicide by her grandfather, and he doesn't know many details. So I think what they need is a little bit of a discussion, like, are you guys with me? Like, needs a little bit more of like, and he kind of leaves that out in the original, he's like, it is also flexible as it can be positioned. Like, I can move it. It's like, yeah, but, stuff did happen. You know what I mean? It's like a lot of these are more about communication than anything. You feel me?
Yeah, some people just need to talk.
Yeah, you're an asshole. Moving on.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right. This one actually kind of hits home. Boyfriend asked me to stop farting in front of him.
Completely normal, 100%
He recently
okay,
asked
nothing
me to
wrong.
stop farting in front of him because it's disgusting.
Well, I mean, farting spreads poo particles into air, right? So, but if he farts in front of her, he has to be okay with her farting in front of him. But if he doesn't fart in front of her and he finds farting disgusting because of poo particles and sniffing them and eating them, then I think that's completely fine.
That's bullshit. That's
Don't fart near me with your dirty little bum flaps,
Liv. Okay, Liv. You can agree with me here. This is gases happen. What is this?
Oh my God. So on a slight side note here, but in the first probably like 2 months of going out with Elliot, I obviously didn't want him to know that I was a human and had any gases, anything going on there. And I literally used to sit there and like make myself like hurt. Like I would go home the next morning and be like, I'm in a lot of pain and I have done damage to my body. And I feel like that is dumb. Like, like the more that you get into a relationship, you're like, that is fucking dumb. Like, everybody farts. Everybody does everything, And I feel like if he thinks farting is gross, that's his thing. But it has to be a two-way street, Like if he's farting all the time and then saying, "Oh, farting is gross if you do it," then that's an issue.
I don't think I would want to be in a fartless relationship. It's like, I know it sounds a little bit weird, but it's also kind of like grow up a little bit, on her part. Like fartless relationship, it's like, if you need to fart next to someone and like giggle about it, and they don't find that funny, it's like, it's like, just leave,
No,
It depends.
no, the thing is that sometimes these things happen that you can't prevent? Like, what if he can't stand? No, wait. If he can't stand her fighting in front of him, what else can't he stand when they get older together? And things don't work as they normally do. I'd say if he can't handle that, he can't handle you. He ain't in it for the long run.
He can't handle a woman, you know? Yeah, I'm with you. I'm switching places. Yeah, this guy's an idiot. He probably doesn't even eat arse, lol. You know?
Do you? Anyway.
No comment about me eating booty. Oh my God. My boyfriend got mad that I wouldn't send a half-naked picture to his ex-girlfriend. This is crazy. I've been with my boyfriend for a year, and one thing that really bothered me was how much he badmouthed his ex. They dated 6 years ago, and they ended because she cheated on him. All right, and he's clearly bitter. And for her 30th birthday is in a few days, and he wanted. Oh my God, I can't believe what he said. Oh, I can't believe. He said, "I don't care. I hate her. All you C words are the same." That is correct. Dump his ass. For calling you the C word, like, that's crazy, dude. That's crazy shit.
Oh, I'm sorry, but like having been in a similar situation, I can say 3 years down the track now or something like that, I could not give 2 fucks. In fact, I hope he's having a lovely life and I just actually don't care about him, never think about him. So I couldn't imagine 6 years down the line caring about your ex that much, thinking about them that often, even like being bitter to the point that you want your girlfriend to show them what they're missing or like what you have now. Like, that's so embarrassing.
Such a disrespect as well to your current partner. It's like...
Yeah. Why would you bring an ex relationship into a current one?
Liv, you've never asked Elliot to be like, hey, pose for me so I can send this to my ex and be like, hey, I'm doing so much better without you now. I've moved on. He's so much better. You've never done that? No, that's...
That is actually nuts. That's wild. See, that's what Instagram's for. You know, you post your pictures there and you're just like, if you ever come across my Instagram, if you ever come across my Facebook, you know that I'm doing better. You know that I'm living a better life without you. I don't think you have to go to the point of like sending them a nude.
Oh my God. I mean, like, she ends it with, I don't justify it, but I can see why his ex cheated on him.
Oh my God.
I feel like that relationship has already ended.
Yeah, get out of there. She even says that she's so exhausted and she doesn't know what to do. Listen, if you can't talk to him, and if he's the type of person that doesn't seem what is empathetically wrong with this situation, then I just don't think that it's the man for you, you know?
Is this normal behavior? My boyfriend and his friends send dick pics to each other.
Jesus.
Is it normal for for boys to send each other dick pics? To critique them and said who had the best one?
No, it's not normal to send each other dick pics, but I will say this. After a few beers at a party, I have been shown dick pics pretty quickly by my friends.
Well, I'm just thinking about it. I don't think I would be bothered, to be honest, as long as it wasn't as an exchange of nudes, like like this is what I've got going on, and anyway, I haven't seen you in a while. What are you doing on Saturday night? As long as it's not like a on the low, I think you're trying to hook up with men. That if you're just literally being like to your friends, I got a big dick. Like, I wouldn't care. Like,
look at my dick. Yeah.
Like, if Fruity sent me a picture of her boobs and was like, just letting you know, I have some great ass boobs, I'd be like, wow, you really do.
You rock.
You go, girl.
Kill it, sister. Yes, queen. Yes.
Yeah, and I think if it was the opposite of just guys being like, just by the way, got a big dick, I'd be like,
yes, king.
Yeah. I wouldn't care.
Yeah, but see what the reactions are like. Are they really measuring who's the biggest one?
Knowing many men throughout my life and being a part of many men groups, it's probably just them literally sending each other dicks and laughing. It's probably most of the time not even their own dick. I have to be real with you. It's probably like they go on Google, they get a dick, they're like, look at this one, bro. Like, that's my dick. And they're like, bro, that's so small. Check out my dick. And then he writes in like 12-inch dick on Google and then sends that, you know? That's probably what's happening here, you know?
So you've never sent a dick pic? You've never asked for another man for an opinion on your dick?
Believe it or not, I've never ever once taken a photo of my own dick, in regardless of sending it to someone or even sending it to a woman. No woman has ever got a dick pic from me. I'm too nervous. Yeah, my dick is too aesthetic. If it hits the internet, it'll break the internet, you know? Yeah, I may not have the biggest dick, but it looks good. I got a good looking cock. I'll openly admit that to everyone out there. I got a good looking dick.
And Liv, that's why I brought you onto the airport.
Thank you so much. I love learning about my friends' penises. Okay, I've been waiting for us to be on this level, you know?
We are on that level, Liv. Maybe I will send. Oh, never mind.
Well, okay, let's end it. You know, I think we've been talking for a while. That's a good app. Thanks for coming on, Liv. Everyone should check out LivBev on all of the
check out
things.
Liv. Give us your full spiel about your channel, Liv. Go, boom. Hit us with it.
I'm Liv. I was forced into streaming by Fruity and forced into YouTube by my boyfriend. And yet I have come out on the end of it and actually am not that bad. So, well,
I'm fucking with you.
I said not that bad. It's not that high of a bar to achieve.
True. No, you're doing fine. You're doing fine.
It's LivBev on all things. LivBev.
And Creator on everything else.
Okay, all right. You hit 1 million. Congrats to Craig hit 1 million YouTube subs this week.
1 million subs on YouTube. Thank you. That's crazy. You'll be there in
awesome.
no time, Liv.
I know. Maybe another 4 years.
No, I reckon by the end of the year.
Oh, well, don't set that bar too high, buddy.
I reckon in 1 month.
Oh, fuck.
I reckon in 3 days.
Okay, all right. Let's read some comments. We got Ryan, he said something about Pip stealing the spotlight in this podcast, trying to mute Fruity for more screen time. That happened in the last podcast.
I can't
and ended up
believe
turning
that.
up for the recording, so it sounded
can't believe
half
that.
crap. No.
That's crazy. And then Haley said, I was eating for the first 3 minutes of the podcast and then I lost my appetite. Thank you, Haley.
Maybe we should have a warning at the beginning of the podcast to tell people not
Don't
to
eat.
Yeah.
Don't eat. Liv is going to talk about
Particularly in this
dicks.
one. Yeah.
Liv!
I can't
Liv
believe
talks
that you've
about
got...
dicks. What
Liv,
the fuck?
I can't believe it, bro. The way you talked about dicks, that's crazy, bro.